guys, welcome to Battle Cell, a place where we discuss your favorite anime. I'm Yande.
I'm an eagle.
And today we're gonna talk about Cyberpunk. So that's an interesting universe. So in this world, I have an interesting question. What kind of implants would you have if you would be there?
Okay, so we're starting with the interesting questions.
I mean, that's the whole idea of the Cyberpunk.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I could. def- Can I choose only one?
Let's go with two.
Okay, so I would enhance definitely my strength,
Mm.
useful in this world, and the second one I would have is the ability to see, like an implant in the eye, for instance, where I could see information about the people, like age or whatever, marital status, or like if he has committed some crimes, has criminal history, whatever, So that information may be useful for me to take decisions because. So why would I choose these two?
Mm.
Because like strange would make me like very useful, very handy, so I can like get more jobs, more like in this society where like everything is related to the what you can offer to them. I think like being very super strong would be like a very good perk to have, and it would be very handy. It would grant me a lot of jobs and whatever. And from strange, I can just start building up my next implants, right?
Mm.
And again, in this society, it's also valued all of the information that you may acquire from the people to take the best decisions, right? Because you need to be very careful not to trespass on boundaries. And so the more information you have, the better informed decisions you can take. And thus, like the most chances you have to survive in this world.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about you?
That's very interesting what you said, because you've been talking from like just a normal citizen, and we're gonna talk about it later, but I was thinking more about the criminal side of it, because like what would be useful if I would be a criminal? And I'm not gonna be like making the whole new story. First of all, it's speed. Like to be super fast, it's very useful.
Mm-hmm.
And I could get out of any situation. I could like steal easily. But the second one, I would say I really love the power of the guy who was creating those VR of the cyber psychosis.
Okay.
So how he was turning off like everyone.
Yeah.
That's really good one.
Yeah, but that's super OP, right?
I mean, it's useful. It doesn't matter.
I know. The rules didn't say anything about like anything.
Exactly. And I told you I was looking for the perspective of you that I would be like
Yeah, it's okay.
out of the law. So this is
why always you're trying to go to the villain side, to the bad side?
not the villain side again. It's
the criminal. You're mentioning it's the criminal side, so you're outside the law. It's the bad side, right?
I mean, like David and other, they're like criminals. It's the bad side, right?
Yeah, but again, like it is the bad side. So there is no denying that it's the bad side. Another thing is that if they are justified or not, right?
Mm.
And I think like in this case, the society that is war, like the class difference or the classism that we can see, where like David could not like even save his own mom from dying, right? Because he didn't have access to the most expensive plan, so he had to take her, like carry her to a doctor, and even then, like he couldn't even secure a better health system, right? So she ended up dying because he couldn't just pay like the extra services to keep her alive.
Mm.
While you see that the other guy, when they're like robbing from the rich guy, he basically, as soon as he started like feeling something or dying or whatever, an ambulance and the police immediately arrive to the place, right? So it's very clear that difference in classes and that I think that what they are doing, they're just doing it to survive in this war, right?
Do you think if everyone would be equal, like that wouldn't happen? I don't think so, because like every person is a selfish creature. So we're looking how to be better than others. And even if like everyone will be equal and all the services will be provided like as normal, I don't think like people wouldn't like get implants. They would still like to try to get it to improve in something.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you in that. Like, I'm just thinking not going to the other extreme because we're talking about like right now we're like have like super difference between the classes, right? And you're talking about like everybody being equal, like we're going basically talking about communism, right? Like everybody is the same and they all receive the same treatment or whatever, right? And just talking like a middle ground, like where there are differences, of course, like people, of course, will outstand, and it's only fair that the one who like struggle the most or like put more effort in, more hours in, like it's doing a little better, right? It's only natural, and I think it's correct in some manner. But then again, in this war, we're talking about like the whole other stream. Like the rich are super rich, and the poor like don't have classes even to the basic levels of living, right? They're not having access to even like the most basic plans of service or education. Like the monk, in order to secure a future for her son, had to do all of these illegal activities, like stealing from the implants for the corpses, just to sell them on the black market so she could make some living, so she could pay the tuition on this very elitist school and try to secure somehow like the future of these guys. They being so stupid, just like throw it away because he just didn't appreciate it back then. But then he learned his lesson.
But the point is that how would you avoid that? Like there is no way. There will be still existing such thing as the like implants and all those like psychos.
Yeah, again, like that cannot be avoided, right? But we can still regulate it somehow. Like is when you see that something is being too beneficial for someone, you can just impose some restrictions on levels on whatever, right? Still, if they are going to the black market to get this kind of advantage or superiority or anything, then again, like that should be outside of the law, and then therefore the citizens should be pursued by the law, not like encouraged or whatever, right? And of course, if you are like serving the police force or whatever, you should be able to have access to this superior implant. So otherwise, if they are getting this from the black market and you are not getting because you're following the law, then of course they will empower you and you would be worthless, right? You would be like, your efforts would be vain, right?
I mean, like it's the same as in our world. If you have money, you can get a better treatment, like medical, any like. It just in this show they more like try and exaggerate of the thing that like oh those people are rich so they're gonna get the better treatment and because we poor we would need to like get those implants start to steal and etc etc. I mean like even his mom she wanted a better future for him, so that is why she was putting everything to his study, but in the end like he chose his own path. It's not bad but like the point he had a choice.
Yeah,
I mean,
again.
he could agree like with those like thing that they said at the school, like just say sorry to that guy and you can come back.
Yeah, but if you remember, even the director, the principal of the school was like wanted to meet him because as he could like tolerate the implant, like right, they were trying to like sell him or like put it into a bigger program where he could get like, even a more dangerous implant that would be like like not good for him, but it was only just for the testing purposes, right? So they were just using as a guinea pig for experiments.
But the end is the same. I mean, like he would die.
Yeah, the end is the same. He would die, but then he died a free man, Whereas in the other situation, when he like surrendered to the system, he would just be, hey, I'm just a victim of the situation, you know?
Actually, about that, because like I didn't like the ending that they made like him die because he loved Lucy so much, so he needed to put that extra implant and like go psycho. Like I don't know, like their love story didn't convince me that like yeah, that meant he would like die for her and do everything. It just maybe it's not enough time, not enough stories about them, like the time skip or something. I don't know. For me, it was like, yeah, it was really sad how he died, and like they're really good at showing this, like how people going insane with these implants. Like, damn, that's
Yeah.
great how they show that.
Yeah, the cyber psychosis effect, and that the animation was pretty cool too at that moment, you know? When they were crazy and they start killing and everything, it was so good on the animation that you really like, hey, this is cool. Like, this, I really feel like things are going crazy right now, out of control. Like, it did feel like this rage inside him, right? But I, on the other shore on this opinion, I think if we had known more about this relationship, we wouldn't be so invested into it, right? If they had shown more details, I think that what the anime showed is just enough for us to be convinced that he would live his life for her. Because why am I saying this? Because the anime show us that he felt like like very sorry about not being able to fulfill her mother's wishes, right? Which is to for him to grow on a safe environment and become like a useful, a very good citizen. That's why she was doing all what she was doing, right? All the criminal activities. And since like he felt so in debt, the next person he loved, which was Lucy, he basically decided to take that, like at that moment he decided he was going to do whatever necessary to have her dream come true, which was to go to the moon.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, I would rather like Lucy would die than him.
Yeah, but again, anyway, any what whoever died, it was a sacrifice for love, right?
Yeah, and I think the ending would be better if like that's what thoughts I had when I was watching. Like when finally Lucy got to like on Moon, I was thinking she gonna take off her like thing and she will die like from like
So
lack
you could
of
lie,
oxygen.
you could love for both to die
Yeah, I
and
mean
none
like
of them to be actually happy.
yeah, I mean like she been telling from the beginning like I would do anything to save you. She been doing that the whole time. Like
And she did, right?
she
Because
didn't save him. He died.
but she tried. Again,
Fuck her trying.
Yeah,
I want him alive.
I mean,
she tried her best to save him, but then again, the other guy had the freaking armor over there, and of course he would have powered her and be the one rescuing her, right? So she did try to fulfill her promise. It's just that she just couldn't, and then again, like the external circumstances didn't allow her to fulfill. But both of them had the same promise, and then he actually was the one able to deliver. What happened if like Lucy could have like had rescued him? He could be still like shit because of the cyber psychosis, right?
I mean,
There was no turning back.
true, but he wouldn't like add more implants, which affected like to like make it faster to for him to become a psycho.
Yeah. But eventually he would have like reached the same point anyway, because again, like, what he was trying to do was to make her dream come true. But for that, he definitely needed money, and the only way he knew how to make money is by doing criminal activities, and for that, he needed all those extra implants. Again, it was not Lucy who forced him. At some point, Lucy even asked him, "Hey, let's leave this thing," right? and he was the one decided, hey, no, maybe we should break up because I'm putting you in danger, because I'm gonna continue this path, right? So I think that's basically how it is portrayed in the anime, that this relationship, like the core of this relationship, both of them trying to sacrifice for each other to a stream.
But I mean, like, she could at least warn him that, like, other looking for him. She didn't say anything. She was like, oh, I can protect him by myself. No, bitch, tell him, like, what's happening.
Because if she knew, if she told him, she know what would happen.
What?
She would do everything to sacrifice to save her, because he would have known that she is in danger.
She was not in danger until she tried to hide every, like, information about him.
Okay, again, that's gonna be debatable here.
We're gonna sit here forever.
Yeah. I think we're not reaching common ground in this one, but luckily we have the help of our friends. So, guys, let us know in the comments what you think about this relationship, and also what implants would you have. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on our social media. See you next week. Bye.